Hello folks, welcome to the Edupedia world and I am Abhinay Gupta. Today again we'll continue with the topic, the appointment and qualification of directors. I know we have had a lot many lectures on this topic so far, but yeah, we have still few lectures to go. There are very limited topics remaining, that is the casual vacancy, the alternate director, removal of director, and that is all I guess. There are 2-3 topics remaining. We'll have a very few lectures more on this topic. Right, and then the chapter will come to an end. So in our immediate previous lecture we have seen the provisions relating to the additional director, section 161 subsection 1, right? So, and we have seen all the various provisions that this is the first director that we have encountered who is appointed by the board, but the powers are not given by section 161, it is being given by the article, right? An additional director would be appointed till the next AGM or the last due date when the AGM was supposed to be held, right? And since he is not being appointed in place of any other director, so no one else's tenure would be clubbed with his. So since his appointment seems very casual, but the director is not casual. He has the same power, rights, liabilities and procedures as any other director, and the same process of disqualification, vacancies and stuff like the other directors. And he can also be elected as a managing director or a whole-time director. There is no provision restricting the same. He is not necessarily a non-executive director, right? And we have also seen that even if the article fails to give you those specific power, you can refer to regulation 66 of table F. We have also seen the various cases. We have seen the questions that have been asked in your examinations and also the other questions that could be asked, the other important areas where the examiners can touch on this topic, right? And one most important thing that we realized is that he vacates his office, but he is not a retiring director. He is not entitled to the benefits of retirement, right? He won't be given the same privilege as a retiring director. He won't be undergoing the same procedures. If he wants to be re-elected as a normal director into the company, he has to abide by section 160. Right, which is a right of any other director other than the retiring director to be appointed as the director in the company. That is basically what we have seen in the previous lecture, and today we'll move ahead to the next category, to the next section, which is section 164 subsection 4, which deals with the casual vacancy in the office of director. Over there we have seen that the appointment of additional director was a very casual phenomena, and here we're talking about the casual vacancy. Right? So first thing we need to understand is what do we mean by the term casual? Why are we referring to the vacancy as casual vacancy? Right? So let us take an insight into that. So casual vacancy generally arises in the company when the director or when the office of director, if we specify on that, right? When the office of director is vacated, is left vacant. Right? And the reason for that vacancy is the death of director, his resignation, his disqualification, if any disqualification is attracted to him, or his removal, right, by any person, by CLB, CG, the company, whoever removes him. If that is, because those are unnatural and not very frequent occurring phenomena, right? Because death is not very frequent. Resignation, right? What is frequent is retirement and the expiry of tenure. Like that is what we are mentally prepared with. That is what we know is supposed to come. So that is not a casual vacancy. That is the vacancy in the office. But casual vacancy is the vacancy that is arising by the reason of death, resignation, disqualification or removal of the director. Right? So although the term used is casual vacancy, but that doesn't mean that this vacancy is occurring out of some casual phenomena. The phenomena are not casual. Right? So you need to understand when we are talking about casual vacancy, it is a vacancy that was not predicted, right? That was not ought to happen. We are not waiting for this vacancy to arise. On the process, casually sometime it just occurred, right? So that is what we mean by casual vacancy. So please don't be carried away by the term casual. Okay, it's a casual vacancy, maybe he'll come back. No, it's nothing like that. If he is dead, he will not come back. If he has resigned, he is not coming back. Right? That is what casual vacancy actually means. Right? So casual vacancy is basically vacancy that occurs other than the normal vacancy. So as this casual vacancy in the office of director, that may adversely affect the working of the company because they are not prepared for it. Right? It is a sudden occurring phenomena. So that would affect the working because the director who has vacated his office was holding something very important. After all, he was the director of the company. Right? So this section 164 subsection 1 actually focuses on timely filling up the casual vacancy. Right? That would facilitate the smooth running of the business. Right? So that is the basic purpose of section 161 subsection 4. Right? And for this you need no express provision in your article. Like for additional director you need an express provision in the article, but for this you don't, because just imagine if sometimes somebody forgets to enter this clause into the article and then there is a death of a director, you will not be able to fill it up because you need article, you need some provision in the article. You will have to first call a meeting, amend your article and then appoint a director. That's a long procedure, right? So that is one way of actually remembering it, that why we don't need the provisions very strictly in the article, right? But the procedure of how the casual vacancy will be filled, the manner of filling the casual vacancy, like that shall be filled in accordance with the provisions of the article, right? So you need to understand that article gives you the procedure of filling it up, but that is not mandatory that only that you can fill it up only when it is given in the article, right? So what? So isn't there a question in your mind? Okay, you say that unless and until articles say that articles saying is not important, but you will appoint as per article. So if article has not said anything, if article does not mention anything, how do you appoint? Now what is the procedure? That is the question, right? So if article does not say anything about the procedure, then the casual vacancy will be filled up by the board of directors, right? And that will be done when at any time the casual vacancy has occurred, and that will be filled by resolution, by board resolution, right? You have two procedures, resolution by circulation and board resolution, but are both procedures valid for this? The answer is no. Resolution by circulation is not valid, because although the name is casual vacancy, but it is not casual. The working of the company is hampered. The company is going haywire. Nobody is able to manage what has happened, where the director has left, right? And so it is not a very casual thing that okay, we rotate a circulation and we get the approval and hire somebody. No, it is an important discussion and that will be undertaken in your board's resolution only. You will have to hold a board meeting in the case of casual vacancy, right? Like just think, one of the director is dead and the other director are approving somebody in place of him sitting at home, right? That is not the way. If somebody is dead, at least you hold a meeting for that. Take it seriously. The man is dead or he has resigned. There is a reason. He is disqualified. It's a grievance. It's a serious issue. Take it seriously. Hold a board meeting, right? No, please don't be carried away by my words. But I'm telling this just for the specific reason that this goes into your brain. You remember that it has to be done in the board's resolution. Just reading the text and trying to memorize it will not help, because you get confused in your examination. You need to link it to the topic. You need to seep it down into your head. You need to seep it down along with the topic, right? But there is one more condition to it, that the board can fill the casual vacancy only if the appointment was made in the general meeting. That means the board can fill up the casual vacancies of those directors who were appointed in the general meeting. What does that mean? This means that if there is a casual vacancy in the office and the board has filled it up, now again that person retires or resigns or he is dead, maybe he gets a heart attack, whatever the issue is, there may be a chance of the second occurrence, the consecutive occurrence of casual vacancy. Now will the board be able to fill it? The answer is no. Because last time you were given a chance to fill up the casual vacancy, you brought in a director who resigned. Again we are back to the same situation. We are taking this privilege from you. We will be giving it to the members, right? So you get only one chance to fill the casual vacancy. If that vacancy occurs again, if that director is disqualified or he resigns, right, something like that happens, if he is removed, that means you are not doing right. There is some issue. So let us give it to the general meeting, to the shareholders in the general meeting. But if that is very urgent really, then you should not fill up the casual vacancy, but the board can at any point hire an additional director. Right? They can appoint an additional director. Yeah, he is not able to work. Okay, we are legally not giving you his office, but to handle his work, please come on board. Come as additional director. Work for us. We need you. That is what the board of directors can do at any point of time, because appointing an additional director is in their hand. But again, for that, a provision in article is very important. Otherwise, regulation 66 is always there from table F, right? So I hope the things are clear with you. You're not confused between the things. If you are, please revisit the previous lecture or reload the entire lecture and read and go through it again, right, from the scratch, right? And you need to understand over here about the tenure. The casual vacancy, in case of casual vacancy, the director is coming in place of some other director to hold his work, to hold his position, his seat. So the tenure will also be his, like the previous director. So he will be into the office until the actual unexpired period of the previous director. Like if that director would have been in the office, then when would he retire? That is the same time when you will retire. When would he leave the office? That would be the same time when you will leave the office. Because what work he was doing, that is the same work that you are doing. What position he had, that is the same position that you have. So when he ought to leave, that is the same time you ought to leave. Right? I think that is very clear with you over here. So by this time, I hope it is very clear with you as to what casual vacancy is and what is the mode of appointment of a director in place of the director who has vacated his office. Right? The tenure is also very clear with you. Now there are just 2-3 specific points that you need to remember. Right? As we had discussed a model, we had a table F, regulation 66, a model when we were discussing about the additional director. So do we have a model in replacement of your article for the casual vacancy too? The answer is no. So over here, if you do not expressly provide in your article, you don't have a separate model to refer to. And that is not a very big issue because you don't have a mandate for specifying the things in your article. So you're not dependent on your article to fill up the casual vacancy. Although the procedure is mentioned in the article, if that is missing, you can obviously go for appointment through the board of directors, right? So over there, that is ruled out. And one more thing is that casual vacancy will not be applicable to the private companies. It's only to the public limited companies, right? And then there is also no obligation for the company to fill up the casual vacancy. That means if a director dies or retires or resigns or if is disqualified, or in case if the board decides to remove a director, they are not required to refill the position. If they want, for the better functioning of the company, indeed they will do it. But if they that's a discretion. If they don't want to appoint any other director in his place, in the place of the resigning director, they can keep the position vacant. So that is the provision of section 161 subsection 4, right? So that is not a compulsion. That can be a twist in your questions in your examination. So that is an important point to again look into, right? So that will be enough for the day today. We'll discuss the questions in the upcoming lecture. So stay tuned for the next lecture. Until then, this is Abhinay Gupta signing off. Thank you.